Well, welcome to the intuitive call for June 2023. I was kind of surprised when I tapped into the energy this month. The first thing I got was, it's a party. So, okay, let's go. Let's see what this is about. So I definitely got like a lot of celebratory energy. And I know there's so many celebrations going on between weddings and graduations and Father's Day. There's just like a lot of stuff to celebrate. So that energy was already there, but what we're talking about actually goes beyond. It's in addition to all of that celebration energy. I got this feeling of like a lightness and a release, a letting go. And then the phrase I got was goodbye to frustration, hello to flow. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about how we get to that, because to be honest with you, I'm not exactly feeling that myself. So let's see where this goes. So a couple of months ago, I was talking about a wave that I felt that was coming through that was going to last for a little while, maybe a few months. And that wave was going to be about sort of nudging us toward love, toward a higher frequency, a higher vibration. And it was just going to keep pulsing and sort of, well, nudging us toward that higher frequency. So we are continuing to feel that energy. And I think that's a part of what this month's energy is about, is just continuing to get sort of pushed in the direction of something bigger, better, more fulfilling for us. And so maybe we aren't there yet, but we are getting pushed toward that. And it looked like I'm kind of jumping ahead in my notes here, but the feeling I got was that our hearts and our souls were being readied for something bigger. And I just love that feeling. That I definitely can relate to. I don't know that I'm there yet, but I do feel like life is showing up in ways that's preparing me for what I've been longing for. And I will come back to talking about that a little bit more. But sorry, I'm reading my notes. I think part of what I was feeling when I got this reading was, I feel like sometimes it feels like nothing's going to change. You know, we work and work and work on ourselves, on our lives, on our spirituality. And it just kind of feels like that's going to be our life. It's just working on stuff like forever. That's sort of the nature of what we do, is we just work on stuff. But the question is, when are we there? When does something change? And the way I sort of saw that was that feeling like nothing's going to change is us inside a box. You know, we're in the box, and what we're looking for is to get out of the box. We need a bigger perspective. We need our hearts to change. We need to open to something being really different, a transformational change. And that's what I feel like this whole wave of energy and everything is about, is moving us and prompting us to get out of the boxes that we've been in. And so the way that I see that happening is that life is showing us the way we need to trust and let go into. We need to release and let ourselves go into the flow. I don't think it's the kind of thing where we can think our way. I'm sure it's not the kind of thing where we can think our way there, because anything we think about is in the box. This is more about letting go, opening our hearts, letting life sort of like getting in the raft and being in the river and letting the river take us where it's going to go. That's what we're, the energy of what we need to do. So again, on that river, in that raft, I feel like we're being readied for things. I talked about in the reading for the month in the forecast, I talked about, something I've been declaring to myself and in my coaching groups and stuff is I want love. I want a relationship. I want companionship. I am tired of, I've loved living alone, and I'm ready for something else. So I feel like things are showing up in my life. I was actually laughing about some of the stuff that's come up, but like I'm I'm going on a trip in the fall, and my brother has kind of shown up and said, we'll do it together. We'll have this experience together. He's paying for stuff, and he's just being such a good guy about it, and making plans and stuff. So it would have been something I would have been doing by myself on my own, but here's somebody showing up to play. And I feel like my experience of receiving help, accepting help, compromising on things, being in partnership on things, it's all practice. It's readying my heart. So the question I would ask you is, where in your life are you being ready for what you've been longing for? What is it that you are longing for to have more of, or to have in your life? And then take a look and see how life is helping you, putting you on that river, in that raft, and showing you the way to something new, to something outside the box that you've been wanting, that's going to be new and different, and not just a different version of what you already have. And one of the last things I'll say is, you need to be on the lookout for those changes. You need to be looking around. Well, where is this showing up in my life? Look for evidence, be a detective, look for the evidence of this happening, so that you can recognize that it is happening. Because this stuff is subtle, and it's all too easy for it to go by, and we're unaware of it. So be a detective, look for where that's changing for you. And the last thing that I wrote in the forecast was, think about like water or wind, and how it sculpts, mountains, carves and shapes things. And that's what life does with us. It carves and shapes and helps move us and cause us to be different from how we were before. Life is doing that right now. It's helping to sculpt us into what we want to be, reshape things, redefine things. So we've got a lot of that energy working for us, and life is showing up big time this month to help us do that. So again, what have you been longing for? Look for the evidence of how life is getting you ready to have that. That's it. So have a great month, and I'll see you in July.